Dari Nowkhah, SEC Network, the face of the SEC Network. Also host of, is it the Dari Nowkhah? What's the name of your show? The Dari and what show?
It would just be me, man. It's the Dari Nowkhah show. Yeah, wow. But I got my guy Josh, but he's not in the name of the show. I feel a little guilty about it. But,
we're thinking about taking my name off this show. Less responsibility for Josh. We actually are thinking about replacing my name with Bart. Bart has become quite a star.
Yeah, about Barton Barrett. It's got a good ring to it.
There you go. Let's not get carried away.
I'm sure the word of Bart's exploits has spread all the way to Dari. I'm sure Dari knows all about Bart.
Yeah. I know Bart well, man. Yeah. We've had some good times together. We've played shuffleboard in Alabama. We've had Bart and I have been plenty of times.
Yeah, you've seen Bart compete.
He's my Tulsa guy, man,
You've seen he's the Tulsa King. That's right.
Tulsa King.
That's right.
Memphis King, Tulsa King.
Hey, speaking of kings, Dari, that's college football coaches. They get treated like kings when things are going well. Everybody's waiting on them hand and foot. They'll pull their car around. They'll go get their dry clean. Whatever needs to be done. I mean, the coach is the king. And then the kings fall. And, man, they're dropping like flies all over college football. I mean, how many more jobs are we going to have open in the SEC? Is Auburn potentially going to be open? Is South Carolina? Is Shane Beamer going to be there next year? What's your read on this league and coaches?
Man, oh man, it's something. I tell you what. What is it though? You can't be the king if you're literally publicly saying that you need a vote of confidence.
Wow,
right?
That's true.
Almost felt bad for Hugh. Having to.
I wouldn't have said that if I'd been. I think
I'd kept that. Listen, to myself. I think this guy feels just sort of out of, like on an island. He just feels. He feels to me. He doesn't seem the same. I don't know if it's the health. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel the same.
He looks a little off, doesn't he?
Yeah,
but he has like going back to July, even in Dallas. I mean, in Atlanta, wherever media days was this year. I lose track of places, but. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It doesn't look good for Auburn at all. South Carolina, I don't think a change is coming there. I don't get that sense. But I mean, there's still a lot of football and a nasty schedule still to go. And then I'm kind of curious about LSU. I think we got to see how this little run plays out here. I mean, I know they're losing patience. There's nothing worse for a fan base or an administration, an athletic department, than seeing a program that has been well below you forever accelerate past you without similar resources or history or tradition or investment financially. And that's exactly what LSU has seen Vanderbilt do. And that's a tough pill to swallow there. So that, I think that certainly throws things up in the air a little bit for Brian Kelly. But anytime, guys, you get a full off season without a coaching change in a league, it's going to hit the fan the next year, and that's kind of what's happening.
What do you think about the Florida job?
I mean, I do think they're going to obviously attack, Lane Kiffin on this thing, and that makes sense to me. I just don't think he goes. I could be completely wrong on this, but I just don't think he goes. I think he's done a lot of really obviously good things with the program at Ole Miss and gotten them to a place where they're on the cusp of things that have never been done before. But I really think that the personal side of it for Lane, and, he's kind of turned his life around and in all positive ways. And I just don't know if he would think it's in the best interest to make a move to a place with all that pressure again and have to kind of rebuild something. And maybe he will. I mean, I don't. Lane is a hard read. We all know that, but I just think he's got it pretty good there. And I think they'll probably match pretty close to whatever Florida offers. And then I think Florida turns it. I'd like to see Drink there, honestly. I don't want to take him away from Missouri, but I think Eli Drink would be fantastic in Florida.
One thing that I was thinking about, too, I mean, somebody like Kiffin, let's say Florida really wants him. Mm-hmm. Is he going to leave Ole Miss with Ole Miss in the college football playoff, let's say?
Well, that's the whole thing.
Timing, all the moves, not just Florida, not just Kiffin, but all the moves. I mean, we never think about the calendar, but it always has a lot to do with it.
Right. That's, I mean, if Arkansas sticks with Bobby, you don't have to worry about it. If somebody hires James Franklin, you don't have to worry about it. But in every other situation that's out there, even if you're looking at a John Sumrall at Tulane, for instance, or an Alex Golish at South Florida, these are all guys that at least right now, they're not out of the playoff picture. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I feel like with the calendar, with the portal, with signing day in December, I think we're all kind of learning on the fly. I think they're all kind of learning on the fly.
This is new territory. I mean, because this is such a wide open coaching carousel situation, and we have the playoff. So, like, if you're in the playoff, you're not leaving your team in the middle of the playoff.
I'd like to think you're not, because that makes you a real fishy hire for whoever's hiring.
And it's hard to wait. Right. If people don't know this, it's hard to wait right now because the recruiting signing period starts like the weekend after the season, like the Monday after the portal opens, the Wednesday after the regular season ends.
Yeah, they've I was reading I was reading some stuff about this.
January 2nd.
Yeah. They just voted on this. Dari, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the article I was reading last night at ESPN.com, this was just like a couple of weeks ago. And so, like, some of the coaches that have gotten fired since October 5th, those kids don't have the 30-day window anymore. Arkansas got grandfathered in with some others. But, yeah, things are changing. The point being things are happening on the fly.
See, that I didn't know. I thought they still had the 30-day window, but they just can't play at a new institution. I actually was under the understanding they could transfer. But
what they're going to do in 26, you got 15 days. They're going to close it from 30 to 15 days, and it doesn't start until 5 days after the new coach is hired. But now Arkansas, any school that fired their coach in September, they got grandfathered in on this 30-day deal. So Arkansas is still under that. I don't think anybody's going to leave anyway. They may not. Haven't so far. But everything changes on an almost daily basis, it seems like.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I did not know that, so I need to do some catching up. I just know that window, the other window is now 15 days, January 2nd to the 16th. I know that if you're a team playing in the championship game, then your players have an extra 5 days after that is over to jump in if they want. But, man, I think we're all going to kind of – it's going to be an interesting study to see what programs do, And, I also don't understand, look over to your guys' West a little bit. If I'm OSU, how am I not at least considering or having a conversation with James Franklin? You could bring a guy in and really get him to work quickly. And I think that, he's a pretty good, I understand his reputation and not winning the big games, but I also understand he won a hell of a lot of games.
Yeah, good luck doing better at Penn. Good luck, Penn State, winning one more game a year. I'm just saying.
Right.
Good luck. Dari, what does Arkansas look like to you under Bobby Petrino for 2 games now?
It looks like a program that has hope, honestly.
Yeah.
Offensively, they're tremendous. We know this. They were always going to be that way. They need to get some stops, and they haven't been able to get some stops. I think this will be a big weekend for them. I think they can certainly beat Auburn. But also, maybe this is a day that Auburn kind of gets a little bit loose because it's not a good defense that it's playing. But I think Arkansas, I think we're seeing a direction here. I think we're obviously seeing an offensive identity. We've seen that. It hasn't dropped off. Guys are playing really, really hard. It's a defense that just can't get stops, and that hasn't really changed. But I certainly haven't seen anything that tells me that Bobby Petrino could not get this team to win should he be named the full-time head coach at some point.
I know you got to go, Dari. Real quick, does Lane Kiffin make you want to do hot yoga?
Does Lane make me want to do hot yoga?
There's all these shirtless pics of him and, all the talk around the Georgia game and the game day interview, all the hot yoga.
My physique makes me want to do hot yoga.
Yeah. Well, I think there might be a different way to get there. I don't know, man. Hot yoga. Bart, we'll talk to Bart about that later. Hey, thanks for hopping on. I know you got to go. He's got us in the middle of like a couple of
Dari's
kid
a busy
drop-offs.
man. I mean, Dari's a busy man.
He squeezes us in between the first and second drop-off.
We feel privileged. I feel privileged.
That's exactly right.
The East Coast.
Drop-off number 2 is on the docket.
Yeah, you got to be able to give that hug and all that on the way out. We can't have you on the radio, distracted. Thanks, my man. We appreciate you, buddy.
You got it, guys.
Thank you,
Have a great
Dari.
rest of the show.
You
got
too,
it.
man.
Bye.
Talk soon. Have a great day.